In this video, we're going to show you how to use webhooks, which is a way of extracting data from within the LinkedIn Innovations app and being able to repurpose that in some of the other web tools that you might be currently using. So for this demonstration, we're going to show you how to set up a webhook to be able to transfer data from LinkedIn Innovations over to High Level, which we do have the direct API integration, but I'm going to show you something really, really cool with being able to move people around and tag them inside of High Level right from your LinkedIn Innovations app and being able to trigger that automation using a webhook. So if I come into my LinkedIn Innovations app and I come down here to webhooks, you'll see I've already got a couple created, but we're going to go ahead and create a new one just to show you how easy it is. So this particular webhook, I'm going to come up here to add new webhook. I'm going to close that real quick. So to use a webhook, you're going to need to use Zapier or Integromat, which is now called make.com. So that's how we're going to show you Zapier, just to, again, would simplify this video. So I'm going to click on add new webhook, and I'm going to give this webhook a title, so you can call it whatever you want. And now I need a webhook URL. So I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. So the types of data or updates that you can send out of the LinkedIn Innovations app. So when a prospect is invited to connect, when a prospect connects or accepts a connection, when a lead replies, when a tag is added, that's my favorite. And this is a great way to be able to further segment data inside your High Level or any type of CRM, whatever tools you might be using, Slack, if you want an alert. So when a filtration of a campaign is completed, it sends an alert in Slack. The use cases are enormous for what you can do with webhooks. When a campaign is completed, you can get an integration or message, or when a new user is registered. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop over to Zapier. We're going to show you how to make a very easy webhook. And again, this isn't a full deep dive on webhooks and integrations, JavaScript, all that fun stuff. So you can do so many things with it. So we're just going to create a simple Zap for the purpose of this demonstration. And we're going to do a search for webhooks. So you'll notice here, Webhooks by Zapier is a premium tool. So you may need a paid account to be able to do that. But Integromat, I believe they'll allow you to use 2 scenarios with webhooks to be able to run this. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to choose an event, and we're going to come down here, and we are going to catch a hook. So we're going to go ahead and catch that hook, and now I'm going to hit continue, and let's just enter test data right here. Click continue, and then as you can see here, here's my webhook URL. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the copy button. So I'm going to take that back into LinkedIn Innovations, and I'm going to go ahead and paste that webhook URL in the webhook URL. And let's just say here, we're going to, when a tag is created, and what I want to do is just run a simple test just to make sure that Zapier is catching this webhook. So I'm going to go ahead and hit test, and that tells me a test was sent. If I come back into Zapier and test my trigger, there we go. So there is data that it has received from your LinkedIn Innovations app. So you can see this is all sample data. So now I can come in here. Now I'm going to select what I want to do with that. But before I do that, we're going to go ahead and close this webhook out in your LinkedIn Innovations app. So when a tag is added to a contact, then it's actually going to trigger that webhook. So let's go ahead and finish this campaign. And let's just say when, let's just see here, when a meeting is accepted, whenever I tag somebody that a meeting was accepted in my LinkedIn Innovations app, it will go ahead and push that into High Level. So I'm going to go ahead and select all campaigns and then hit save. So now my webhook is created so that when that tag is added, it will send it into High Level. So I need to finish that integration over on the Zapier side. So I'm going to go ahead and click on High Level. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that event data and push that into High Level. So let's just search back here. Actually, it's called Lead Connector now. So if you're in High Level, there generic white label app is called Lead Connector. So now I need to choose an event. So typically what I want to do is add or update a contact, and you'll see all the things you could do inside of high level. Or if you're using Growably, same thing, Lead Connector. It's going to be able to connect a Zapier with your LinkedIn Innovations app and your Growably high level integration. So now I want to add update contact, and now I'm going to hit continue. And then obviously I need to choose what account. So I've already got one in there. So now I need to populate that data. So now if I come in here and I click on first name, here's the first name. So I click that in there. So that's going to pull the data in and push it into high level under the first name. So basically we're just going to go through and map all of the fields from the data that we received from our LinkedIn Integrations app. So I'm not going to go through all of these integrations, but as you can see, this is a ton of data that you can pull from LinkedIn Innovations and push into your high level. So an absolute ton of data. And then all you would do when you're done is click continue to finish whenever all of those required fields are there, and name your Zap whatever you want. I generally try to name it something that I'm going to remember back in my LinkedIn Innovations app as well. That way you know that you're using that. So this is a great use case for being able to add webhooks and to be able to connect your LinkedIn Integrations app to make that purpose of follow-up conversations, friendships, and building those relationships and turning them into clients much, much easier for you. I'll see you in the next video.